one belief that I'll never, ever fall into ever again is the fact that, like, life isn't about money. Yes, it is. It's absolutely about money. If life wasn't about money, I wouldn't be paying rent. If life wasn't about money, groceries wouldn't be so damn expensive. If life wasn't about money, then, like, I wouldn't have to worry about all the things that cost money. I wouldn't have student debt. Like, if life was not about money, is life about, like, consuming and, like, consumerism and, like, buying everything that you like? No, but it's about money because that's how we're able to survive. So if anyone says that life isn't about money and it's not about how much you make, it is, because the more money you have, the more comfortable you can live and the less you have to worry about in terms of, like, being able to survive. Like, saying that to someone who, like, for example, like, having that belief, like, you will look crazy saying that to someone who is houseless or, like, someone who is poor, because if they had access to money, their life would be better. Like, I don't know. I just hate that. I don't like that thinking. I think it's, like, it's not very considerate of people who are, like, struggling.
Hello everyone, this is Emmanuel Cook. We will be reacting to a new video today, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's get into the video.
Let me give you some insight as someone who grew up in a wealthy community. I cannot stress this comment enough, because as these men get older and richer, the money itself becomes less and less valuable to them. What becomes more valuable is the time, right? So when you're getting these extravagant displays of wealth, at first you're going to be like, oh my God, wow, this is so amazing. This is so special. Like, whatever. You're going to be so amazed by it. But eventually you're actually going to realize that these interactions are completely empty. They're very impersonal, because his secretary is the one that's ordering it, and some random delivery team is the one that's actually dropping it off at your house. And he's really just nowhere to be found. Once your financial needs are met, once you've done the fancy vacations, you've done the fancy dinners, you are going to want to spend time with him, because that's what's valuable now. You are going to sit there and realize that perhaps your entire relationship, he really wasn't putting in effort at all, and now you're just sitting there alone by yourself, emotionally neglected. And I know a lot of you are going to be sitting there being like, well, I'll just turn off my emotions for the lifestyle. That is how you turn to substances, because you are going to feel so emotionally numb and neglected and left behind that you are going to pay for something that can make you feel something. Pills, alcohol, okay? Just putting it out there, because a lot of you guys aren't thinking further down the line. You're just looking at the here and now, the instant gratification that you get from these material items, but you're not really considering that, like, eventually it's not going to fulfill you. You know this. Once your financial needs are met, you're going to want more, okay? And if he can't give it to you, you're going to sit there and be like, what was it all for?
It's only going to make sense to certain people, so I don't want to hear everybody BS. I'm so over the money. I can 100% go live in a cardboard box right now as long as I find the love of my life. I am so over the fucking money and the rat race to get to all of this shit. In my eyes, it's inevitable. You need a house, you need a place to live, you need all these things. Like, you have to make money as long as you're breathing. You need to eat every day. That's money. You're never gonna eat for free unless you're eating out of a fucking dumpster. And if that's what you want, that's what you want. You can offer yourself the lowest quality of life or the highest quality, but either way, you need fucking money. And I think that's inevitable. I don't even want to have that conversation anymore. Okay, we can have the conversation about what's your career path, what's this, because if you want to go be a surgeon and travel the world, and I want to be a pastry chef in the small town, like, we got to make sure that align. Like, you got to know your careers and stuff align. That's different too. But the money and make sure you got this, and make sure a bitch is fully together, and make sure a nigga got all this, and make sure he can provide for you too. Like, I am so over that. I don't want you to base you loving me off of that. Like, I am so sick of that shit. I don't know if it's only me, but I'm over it. I'm the fuck over it. Love me for me. Love me because I got a wrinkle in my forehead. Love me because my voice crack in the morning. Love me because I'm emotional. Love me because I'm in tune. Love me because I'm grounded. Like, oh no. Like this. Love me because I'm fucking emotional, dog. I'm fucking emotional as shit. Like, I don't know. Love me for me. Not for what I got, not for what I lack, not for my potential, but for me, right here where I am, good or bad, ugly or not. Like, Love me for fucking me, dog. I'm honestly tired of fucking money. Like, money is ruining the fucking world. I'm tired of that shit. I'm gonna make money. I'm gonna have a house. I'm gonna build my house from the ground up. I'm gonna be a millionaire. I can claim that 1,000,000 times a day. But am I gonna find the love of my life? Am I gonna have a kid before I'm too fucking old? Am I gonna have a kid in my 40s and I can't run around the fucking park with my kid? Like, that's the shit that's more important to me. I don't know. But it's just me. And like I said, it's only gonna make sense to the people that care enough, or that it's supposed to make sense to. The lover girls, probably. But, like, no. Like, can you love me if we still live in the cardboard box? Or do we gotta have a mansion for you to love me? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna get the money, I'm gonna get the career, I'm gonna get everything I deserve. Don't get me wrong, but don't love me for that. Like, love me for me.
New divorce method. Tap in. Tom Brady's wife is entitled to 0 of his everything after their divorce. Tom Brady partook in what is famously known as the Hakimi method. All of his property, his value, everything was signed under his mother's name. That man is slippery. That man is slippery. But, like, come on, Giselle is a complete idiot. Like, she fumbled Tom freaking Brady for some bum-ass Brazilian jiu-jitsu instructor. Like, what is going on?
I think that a lot of the high-profile marriages these days is literally just a money grab. And I say that because time and time again, these people have like 3 to 5 year marriages. They don't stay together. They don't try to work things out. And at the end of the day, they go after the money. They try to split assets here and there when the relationship doesn't work out. Guys, this is why it's so important to get a prenup and plan for your future. If things do not work out, and if your partner wants to act crazy or whatever and just clear you out, you already have protection in place. You can be in love, you can do all of that stuff, but guys, at the end of the day, if you guys did not build from the foundations, if things go south, what are you guys gonna do? Guys, a lot of times when you get divorced, that is the easiest way to lose your wealth. You lose 1/3 to 66% of your wealth. Just in, what, a few months or even under a year. Just imagine that.
If you marry for money, you will end up earning every penny of it. You will work every day for the rest of your life, unpaid labor, unpaid wage. I'll marry rich and still work. That's not the point. If your main goal in marriage is to find financial security, you are giving that person control over your own life. And the thing is, like, if things go south, so does your financial stability. That could be a variety of factors in and out of your control. Like, I agree, there's obviously a difference between marrying someone who also makes good money versus marrying someone for money. If I get married, I want my partner to be financially stable as well. But what I'm saying is that I would never depend on a man for financial stability. The life that I live and want to live is going to be built entirely by me. Obviously, money or anything that you didn't earn can be taken away from you at any moment. So if you want security, you got to build it for yourself. And I remember seeing one comment on my video about how, like, they get paid in love, and then replies being like, yeah, you can't pay your grocery and utility bills with love. Also, just like a deeper conversation, because a lot of the time women stay home, become stay-at-home moms because they're moms. Or people being like, well, if you're hot, you won't have this problem. A toxic, manipulative man does not care how hot or ugly you are. He cares about control. But here's my whole thing. Say your husband leaves, or God forbid something bad happens, then what happens? Like, I just never want to live a life without knowing that I have that security. But, like, within me, you can't afford groceries or anything without them. And that is why I actually saw someone talking about this, like, why some women stay in relationships. I never want to be in that spot. And my point will be proven because I saw a comment that said calling it unpaid labor is disingenuous because you have a roof over your head and AC and groceries. And it's like, those are basic life necessities, not a paycheck. And that's exactly my point. When you rely on someone else financially, they can weaponize these basic necessities. They're paying you while expecting that you provide for them, which again is not security, it's control, because guess what? They leave and you still have nothing. Anyways, no one will win me over in this argument because I just believe building things for yourself, having your own money, anything else is just an addition and added. That's the way to go. Like, even if my husband makes the exact same income as me, oh my God, great, that's 2 incomes. If anything happens, once again, I'm only back to half of that. That's a lot less. Therefore, I'm not going to be able to afford as much as I once could when I was with a dual income partner. And let's not forget, this is my perspective, my opinion, the way I'm choosing to live life. There's obviously people that still have very traditional values despite the divorce rates in recent years. Seems to be going really well, but do as you please. My opinion shouldn't affect you. Like, I'm not going to ever marry for money, and you don't have to work. Like, I don't know.
In this life, you have to fear three people: Lori Harvey, Kris Jenner, and Hakimi. Because what this man has done to his wife is what Future would call sensational. When his wife asked him, "Do you love me?" and Hakimi answered, "Only partly. I only love my bed and my mama. I'm sorry." He wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. No cap, only facts. See, being a mama's boy is not always a bad thing, because it can save you from being a millionaire one day and giving more than half of your fortune to your ex-wife. So, because his ex-wife asked for more than half of his fortune, but when they went to court in Paris, the lawyer says, "Attends, un moment, s'il vous plaît, Hakimi has no money because everything's under his mom's name." I actually have to take my hat off to this man, because what he's done, the most beautiful penalty in the history of football.
I want to give my 2 cents on the Hakimi divorce story. All right, I see a lot of people hailing him as hero. They celebrating him. Men saying that they're going to put all the wealth in the mom's name, and also women are, celebrating him. You only celebrating him if you're a woman because you think he's your son or your brother. But if he was your husband, you would never, be happy for him to treat you that way. So I'm going to blame all three of them: the wife, the mother, and the son. The mother, she should have taught her son well. She should have taught him how to be a good husband, not to allow him to put his wealth in her name whilst he is married. All right, so that is just totally unacceptable. Some women, they don't let their sons go. They just want to be in the space. Oh yeah, I born you, I'm the mom. You can never play the role as a wife. You will always be the mom. You cannot be the wife. There are certain things a wife can do that you cannot do. So by you being in your son's space, you've been very selfish. All right. And the daughter-in-law, you knew that Hakimi was a mama's boy, because everything he wants to his mom. I bet she's the one who will decide the food, the eat in the house, the furniture, the whatever they do. She make the final decision. You know that some women will take that. They will encourage that from the beginning because they want to be married. And then they get into the marriage, they come to realize this is not what they settle for. And I believe that also led to the divorce, that she wanted 50%. And he, the mommy's boy, he's supposed to be mature enough to handle his business. You've been with a woman for 3 years and you were there, celebrating that you got all her stuff in your mom's name. That's been very petty. That's been very immature. You need to grow up. I got 4 boys. I always tell my boys, whenever you get married, your wife comes first, because according to God's family principle, your spouse is the number 1 priority, not your mom. I will always be the mom. Nothing's going to change it, but I have to allow my sons to live their life. I can never come in the middle of my son. There's no way I should be in competition with my son's wife. My son's wife is my daughter. All right. So a lot of mother needs to understand this. And women, you have to watch for red flags. Don't get into marriage because you're so desperate. You see all these red flags and you just get into it. If the man, you don't trust a woman, don't get married to her, period. There's no need you hiding your wealth from your wife. That's not the right thing to do, according to God's kingdom principles for marriage. All right. So watch out for red flags, women. Watch out, please.
All right, so I will say this. I think that at times men can make very stupid choices when we are in love, per se, right? If we meet a girl who makes us extremely happy, a lot of the times we ignore the real red flags. We know that this girl is probably a snake. We have a bad feeling and intuition about this person is probably going to screw me over. We have seen the signs, and regardless of those things, we go out and we still put a ring on the finger, which is really stupid. But his mom was smart enough to actually see this girl for who she is. She was after the money. So he was young and really naive, and as for her, she was an older lady and she had a lot more experience and wisdom in the game. He was young and very rich at a very young age, and so he is a clear target to older girls who still look very good and who can be more sneaky and sly and stuff like that. And thank God for his mom, who actually knew the intentions of this woman that he married and actually removed the assets from his name and put it in his mom's name. That was a very wise thing to do. And honestly, overall, at the end of the day, you have to know like who you're actually marrying. You can't let love and like, you really have to know, what is this person's intentions for me? What is their character? And can I really trust this person? Have they shown me signs that I cannot trust them? Usually you see those signs. A quick reminder, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And let's continue the video.
I'm really hoping that the girl that Travis Hunter married really loves this man. Cause y'all all in the comments talking about she finna take his money. You can literally see the happiness in Travis's face. That man is on cloud 9 right now. I just really hope that whatever y'all saying is not true. But Travis, baby, no prenup. He really love this girl. And if the love is, both ways, I love that for them. But y'all, he is really geek. I don't know. I just kind of hope that kind of love finds me, because if my man not looking at me like how Travis looking at the girl, I don't want him. I don't want him.
Some girls are gonna absolutely slaughter me for this one, but here's a hot take, and I will die on this fucking hill. But I hate when girls are like, yeah, I'm just gonna marry rich for money. Huh? First of all, do not have enough respect and value yourself enough that you think you deserve to be with somebody that makes you happy. Money doesn't make you happy. The security and freedom that money can provide might give you some happiness, but money itself doesn't make you fucking happy. My second point, money is power. So you're basically signing up for somebody else to have power over you and for you to be dependent on someone. You are literally setting us back like ages and decades. Finally, if you're so worried about money, which like I am a money girly, I want to be fucking loaded and rich, so I get it. But here's like a wild, crazy idea. How about you make the money yourself? How about you work your ass off and make your own money? Then you don't depend on anyone and you get to marry the love of your life. I hope these girls find this video and like hate on me for it. You're setting us back decades and you're just being lazy.
If you marry for money, number one, I will guarantee that you'll settle on some level. And number two, you will never earn more than that person. The reason that marrying for money comes at a cost is because you're outsourcing your power. You're saying to the universe, I don't know how to earn money. I'm not efficient enough and I'm not abundant enough to do it myself. Which brings me to my second point. When you're not comfortable living your day-to-day life in your power, you will most likely attract someone who's misusing their power. And people who are controlling in that way never truly want to see you succeed. So you will never grow beyond what that person will allow you to. So if you want to call in your 10 out of 10 partner, you need to become the 10 out of 10 version of you. And she, my friend, is rich as fuck, living her purpose, out there in the world with her mission. And if you are in one of these relationships, I'm not saying the solution is to just jump ship or get a divorce. But what I am saying is it's an opportunity for you to start looking at your relationship with you. Why don't you believe that you're capable of making astronomical amounts of money? Why do you believe that you have to outsource your power? Start questioning your beliefs and start upgrading your identity. Because the moment you start making your own money, you will quantum leap into your power and you will never have to settle ever again.
You can have all the money, the clothes, the shoes, the houses, the cars in the world and still be a clown. Too often and too frequent do people feel like having materialistic things makes them somebody. No, baby, that character is still piss poor. I don't care what's in your bank account, how many designer brands that you rock. If that character ain't right, nothing that you got matter. You can't outshop a bad personality. You can't outshop a bad moral compass. You can't outshop somebody with zero ethics. See, people be focusing on the wrong things. How many watches they got, how many houses they got, how many cars they got. And then they meet these people and find out they have no personality at all. They have no respect. They have no integrity. They have no moral compass. They out here just doing anything and everything to buy materialistic things. It's like the glitz and the glamour is bought to try to blind you from the rotten core that's in the inside. It don't matter how much you try to dress it up. If that personality is poor, you are poor. The money might as well not even be there because ain't nobody gonna want to be around you because that character is trash. Only materialistic people can be bought by what people have. Real ones, no, you check by that character. I don't care what's in your pocket. If you a lame, you a lame.
Thing about me, I'm always about the money. I don't care how you be like, oh, you so fine, you so attractive. Do you have money? I'm trying to get in your pockets. I'm talking about in it. Clock that to you.
Y'all piss me off every time y'all say money doesn't buy happiness. Yes, we understand that you can be sad while you have money. But are you saying that you would rather be poor? That doesn't make any logical sense. Me personally, if I'm going to be sad, I'd rather cry in a Maybach. I'd rather cry in a mansion. I'd rather cry with enough money to go get some therapy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't really make any sense to say that.
Have y'all seen the Netflix show called Gold and Greed? You have to go watch it. If you have not, go watch it now. Basically, it's about this older man. He hides some treasure, gold, worth like $1 million. So then he writes a book, which is just a poem to find this treasure. He published the book. He didn't think nothing of it. He didn't think it was going to be like blow up, but it blew up. You got thousands of people from everywhere trying to find this treasure. And in the process of doing this, people are dying. People are getting arrested. People are stalking people. People are just going crazy to find this $1 million treasure, not knowing if it's really real or not. People will do anything to find some treasure. But I'm like, and they've been trying to find this treasure for 9 years. It was a family. He done got a divorce because the treasure hunting just overtook his life. It's like, it's so crazy what people would do for money, and money that they don't even know is real or not. Gold, whatever. So yeah, it's really good. The ending made me mad, but just go watch.
From my experience, it is not just what people will actually do for money. It is what they will do for the potential of getting a lot of money from a person or an idea, or just being near people who are actually doing something with their lives. There are a lot of people who just stick near you only because they know that one day you will make a lot of money. One day you will actually hit a home run in life and you'll do very well. And so they can actually stick around you for the potential of earning money. And it's like, are you just waiting for me to earn a lot and then you try to ride off of my wave? Like, it's actually crazy to me that there are people who don't have it in themselves to actually find their own way and their own path in this life, but to actually stick near you for the potential of you earning a lot.
I ain't gonna hold y'all, bro. I feel bad for Travis Hunter, bro. Like, no bullshit. I know everybody else, like, oh, that what he get. He dumb, this and that, bro. I genuinely feel bad for that man, bro. And it's really only because, like, I ain't gonna hold you. You can tell he genuinely loved that girl, you feel me? You can tell that he genuinely coming from a good place. But it's like one of them situations where no matter what she do, whether she being genuine or not, the internet gonna look at her like a gold digger. But also, bruh, like, after everything that came out, you can't be naive enough to just be like, oh, it's old, she different, like, she changed. Like, you gotta have in the back of your mind, like, bro, what if she generally don't fuck with me? And it's even worse because every time I see y'all together, anytime I see clips, anything, you could tell that, you know, she probably was your first ever pretty girlfriend. Like, I'm really starting to think she took your V card, you feel me? But at the same time, bro, regardless, like, you could tell, bro, that you generally just want to be in a happy relationship, bro. But the whole time, the internet is not giving y'all no fair shot. And it's one of those situations where, bro, like, the whole time, the internet could be right. But I'm hoping that y'all prove everybody wrong. Like, I really want this shit to end up like y'all get married for 40 years or the rest of y'all life and they prove everybody wrong, bro. Because I know the internet love negativity. But I'm going to be honest, though. I wouldn't be me if I wasn't. Like, I'm going to be real. Like, I hate this video. Like, I ain't got no faith in y'all after watching this video. And it's really crazy because you ain't doing nothing but just celebrating your wedding. You know what I'm saying? Dance with your wife. But that video, it just pissed me off every time I look at it, bro. And I don't know if it's the little neck shit you did or the bunny hop shit. Like, that shit just, like, that video irritated me so bad, bro. Hey, but before I end this video, though, like, real talk, I need y'all to help me.
Who does this nigga look like? Like, I don't really know. Like, I got a vision, but I can't put my finger on it. Like, he look like something. And I ain't saying I'm the best looking nigga ever. I know, you know what I'm saying? I'm ugly to a lot of females. It is what it is.
I mean, my mama love me. But bro look like somebody. Can somebody put in the comment section who this nigga look like? Like, I just can't put my finger on it, like what he look like or who he look like. It's irritating me every time I see it, because every time I see that video, it just shows more and more, but I can't like put a face to it, you feel me? But I really hope you have a good marriage, bro, and like y'all prove everybody wrong, bro. I don't like seeing people, you know what I'm saying, getting bashed on social media. That shit ain't cool, I ain't gonna lie.
All these men saying they're gonna pull in Ashraf Hakimi and put all their assets under their mom's name, so when they get a divorce, their wife doesn't get anything. I think they're so smart. Like, they found this loophole through the systemized oppression that they face from women. But all along, you could just get a prenup. It's that easy. Stop trying to use your brain when you don't have one. Get a prenup.
So if you haven't heard, Moroccan soccer player Hakimi is engaged in this vicious divorce battle with his soon-to-be ex-wife over assets to be distributed upon a divorce. The problem is Hakimi took all of his assets and put them in his mama's name. Now, the fact that he did that, that's a whole nother video. I'm going to give you tips on how to make sure you never end up in this situation. Step 1. Get a prenup. I've talked about this before. I'm going to talk about it again. And you might be thinking, I don't have enough assets for a prenup. A prenup will mandate both parties to disclose what assets they have, where they're located, and whose name they're in. If she would have done that, she would have known from the beginning he has nothing in his name. Step 2, I want you to have a provision in your prenup that requires you to get paid out for every year that you are sitting at home taking care of the family and taking care of the kids. And you might be thinking, oh, I don't need to do that. Shut up. Shut up. Society is going to pressure you into a lot of things. Your love for the family is going to pressure you into a lot of things. And you need a payout in the event that you sacrifice your entire career and sit at home. Because you're not going to be able to jump back into the freaking work market with a gap in your resume. Step 3, and this is something I'm personally going to have in my prenup, have a payout clause for every child you bring into this world. And you might be thinking, oh, you're not doing a big job by bringing a child into this world. It's your duty. Shut up. Okay, shut up. The mental, physical, emotional toll that's going to take on your body, on who you are as a person, it's going to change you forever. And let's be completely honest, when you are divorced and you have to go back into the dating market, they're going to treat you as a single mother with children very differently than a rich man who's divorced and has kids. It's not going to impact him or his life. It's going to impact you. So make sure you're compensated for it.
Guys, in the long run, when things go south, prenups save you a lot of time, headache, arguments, and a lot of legal fees, because everything was agreed before the marriage, and if it ends for whatever reason, there is an agreement set in place from the get-go. You don't have to be always arguing, all these fights, like all of these things. No, you know what I'm saying? And so it is really smart to get a prenup, even if you think that you guys will stay together forever, or you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, make sure that there is an agreement in place, that you guys are on the same page with that. If a person refuses to sign a prenup, that to me at least is a huge red flag. And it means that they probably have an ulterior motive for you. And overall, you just have to be very wary of that person.
Y'all need to chill on Travis Hunter. The thing is, y'all might not know he might have a big plan. Everyone thinking small, thinking he don't know what he's doing, but hold on. This right here is Ashraf Hakimi. And if you're gonna look at this picture and tell me you don't know who this is, then you don't understand Travis' plan. This man right here pulled the biggest finesse we've ever seen. When his wife filed for divorce, she found out he don't own not a single thing, not a dollar. And why? Because every cent was in his mother's name. So y'all need to chill on Travis. He could be pulling the biggest finesse we've ever seen. Who knows? Travis might have everything in his mom's name and she's not going to get a dollar if it goes the way she's thinking. But to be honest, none of us can tell Travis anything. He's rich. He's young. He's not going to listen to any of us. So the only thing we can sit here and say, maybe he has good parents and good people in his life that has already protected the future assets. But at the same time, it's very entertaining to see where this is going.
Propaganda I refuse to fall for is when rich people get on the internet claiming that money can't solve your problems and being rich isn't all what it's cracked up to be.
Like, newsflash, buddy, neither is being poor.
I definitely view it as them trying to like reverse psychology their way into discouraging the masses into like not participating and trying to lessen the gap between the wealth divide so then they can keep their riches, because again, the more they can hoard their wealth, the more that they can make us suffer. Like, no, babes, like, it's not going to work. Like, if you don't want to be rich anymore, just say that and hand the money here. Hand the money here. You're talking about it doesn't bring you happiness, you're bored. Babes, with that amount of money, I'll never be bored. What you mean? There's no reason I can't be happy. Like, what?
Okay, so when are we going to admit that the story we've been told about wealth is not exactly true, right? That being told to just work hard isn't enough. We've been out here working, and they've been working the system, okay? Because a lot of them are using credit to fund their lives, right? And using business credit for sure, right? Creating LLCs, make money for them, right? Creating business credit, using that credit to fund their life, using one credit card to pay for another credit card to pay for another credit card to pay for another credit card, and they pay the one, right? And they, don't get me wrong, there's people who are getting rich and they're making companies and working hard, but most of the time, listen, the people don't work hard. They pay people to work hard for them. We're the people they pay. So while we're breaking our necks, right, while we're busting our butts, right, and we're wondering, why can't I see wealth like them? It's because we're thinking of it different, right? We're using ourselves to work. They're using other people to work, okay? They're making their money work for them. We're spending the money we make, and they're spending the money they're given and paying for that. Does it make sense? So listen, the first thing we're going to do to get our money is to feel that we deserve it, okay? Because it has to do with a consciousness and accountability. First thing is you got to feel like you deserve it. The second thing we're going to do is make our money work for us. Make sure our credit is good, build some LLCs, work those LLCs, get some business credit, and let it finance our lives, okay? Let's stop being workhorses, okay? And get paid the way we're supposed to. We can all do it. Sit in our grass. First thing to do is change our minds. Because to change your reality, you must first change your mind. Let's start. Okay? Let's start now.
Whoever came up with the saying, money can't buy you happiness, or money is the root to all evil, I'm convinced they just wanted us to feel content being broke, or feel like it was a blessing to struggle. Cause ain't no way not having to worry about bare necessities will make your life harder. I was talking to someone one day and they were like, yeah, I would like to have enough money to be able to pay for everything I need. I wouldn't really want to be rich, because look at how unhappy a lot of these rich people are. Look at how unhappy a lot of these poor people are. Are you kidding me? I have yet to see a homeless person walking around downtown clicking their heels. You're telling me ease and comfort and stability is a negative thing?
Guys, at the end of the day, money is just a tool. It can solve a lot of issues and it can create a lot of problems as well. So it's like with two sides, right? Two sides of the same coin. And so I think overall, humans are most happy when they have a lot less stress and when they connect with other people. And number 3, good choices. When you constantly make good choices in your life, that is when you will be truly happy and you'll be a lot less stressed. Bad choices create stress. Poor planning creates stress. So if you can plan very well, prepare for those things, make good choices so you're not stressed about the poor choices that you make. And so in all of these things, you can use money to actually help you to get these things. But it will not make you happy. It will help you to have access to the tools that can bring you a lot more joy.
You cannot trust some woman, no. What they need is your money. After eating your money, they will deny you pata pata.
I appreciate you guys watching the video today. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.